Verse 12, the Lord repay your work. This phrase brings to mind the words of Jesus from Luke 18:14, which says that everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Ruth has humbled herself, and Boaz asked for her to be exalted and repaid by the Lord himself for her noble deeds. Now, the use of the word repay here does not mean that the Lord is in debt to her. Rather, he's calling for the grace of the Lord to be upon her, and to be upon her abundantly. Verse 12 continues, and a full reward be given you by the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings you have come for refuge. It's almost certain here that Boaz had Abraham in mind when he said this. From Genesis 12, verse 1, we read this. Now the Lord had said to Abraham, think of Naomi, get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. Abraham left his country, his family, and his father's house, and because of his faithfulness, we read this later in Genesis 15, verse 1. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Avram in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, Avram. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward. Boaz's words to Ruth here reflect the same sentiment that is seen towards Abraham. She had left her country, her family, and her father's house, and has acted faithfully towards Naomi. Because of this, he is asking for the blessing and the reward which Abraham received to come upon her as well. However, it is not a general blessing which Abraham received, but a specific one. It was a blessing which transferred to but one son, Isaac. And from Isaac, it transferred to but one son, Jacob, who is Israel. For this reason, Boaz asks for the reward to be by the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings you have come for refuge. This is a specific blessing upon a foreigner who has come to participate in the covenant line and with the covenant people. Ruth has come for refuge under his wings. This is a sentiment repeated several times in the Old Testament, including this one from the 36th Psalm. How precious is your loving kindness, O God! Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of your wings. Interestingly, the very blessing that Boaz pronounces upon her now is a blessing that will be fulfilled by the Lord through him in a detailed way in the time ahead. It is an exceptionally nice touch to be found in the book of Ruth.